from the game we just watched now, Fulham Chelsea, you can see why. No, Fulham Chelsea, sir. You can see why this country can and the world at large cannot be a very good place. Clearly, somebody was initiating a 360 dribble, and then someone else came from the behind to just stand there and watch, and the referee decided to award that as a foul to cancel a goal that was scored, clean goal. That thing already demoralized the Fulham players and set their game into disarray. How can Chelsea continue winning all the time with cheating? It's wrong. It is very, very wrong. A team that has over 70 players, what are you doing? You have over 70 players, you come for game time and you cheat your way into victory. And the player is even celebrating. Players these days don't have any culture, any respect for the opposition. How can you celebrate when you know the goal you just scored is all about fraud? Then the penalty. First off, your player pushed the defender. After pushing the defender, he handled the ball with his hand. Then the ref decided to overlook. See, this thing happened in Euros. All English officials were banned from officiating. There was no English referee or official that went for FIFA competitions. It's just this Club World Cup that they brought them back to show how corrupt they are. They do this thing all the time. EPL can never change. On the first day, that's how Liverpool was robbed. A player clearly handled the ball and they didn't give the foul. EPL can never change. EPL can never change. And sorry to say, Chelsea had the ref today in their pocket. So good luck to Chelsea.
Okay, are you saying this because you're a Liverpool fan?
I'm not saying this is clear.
3 strikes. You need to be at least like 3 strikes. Once you hit your 3rd strike, you go on a 1-year ban. These refereeing actions, then the consequences need to be greater. Because you cannot on your own make a team lose a game and then you just walk out and say that you miss one game in your refereeing career or whatever, and that's the punishment. You skip a game match. That is it. That's not enough. When I spoke about this yesterday, just fans were here telling me that this was the reason, that was a foul, that was why they cancelled it and all. But today we're hearing that Michael Salisbury has been replaced by John Brooks as the VAR. It follows PGMO acknowledging Salisbury made an error in disallowing Fulham's goal at Stamford Bridge on Saturday. And this is it. All the Chelsea fans right now, when they go to talk, say, we don't win the match, we don't. Yes, you guys have won the match, fair. Let's move that aside, right? But the punishment needs to be on the referees, because you made an error that cost Fulham the match. If Fulham were leading that match, highly possible that maybe that ended as a draw or whatever. But you made an error that cancelled their goal, that made them to lose that game. And I don't want to talk about the second one, right? But that one alone. And this now, they are removing from one match against Arsenal, which to me, I don't even see what that is, because that's not a punishment. You skipping a game is not a punishment. These 11 players are more than 11 players, because it includes the substitutions, that fought for how many hours to play against Chelsea, and then they lost their game because of your one error you made. Because of a single error you made, they lost that game. And you won't think that because of you skip one match, that is a punishment. That's not enough. That is not enough at all. That's not enough. They need to be at least like 3 strikes. Once you hit your 3rd strike, you go on a 1-year ban. So that when these things happen, the referees will be scared to make all these wrong decisions. Because you cannot come and make all these decisions, the players lose the points or the team lose the points. You see the manager, if the manager comes out and come and talk about the referee, they will fine him or they will sanction him, making referees feel like gods in games. That is not allowed. This is big 2025, and we cannot be sitting here and saying that fans all over the world will be feeling hard done by what one man did on the pitch. That is not right. And even if you want to include the VAR, all of them combined, a whole fan base feeling bad for one mistake that somebody made, and then you now say that the person misses one game and that is punishment. That is not enough, and I will stand by it. The referees need to be held accountable for their actions, more accountable than even the clubs when they come out and complain, because they are the ones that are destroying the game.
To Fulham, and it ends Chelsea 2, Fulham 0. That was an awful game of football. That was a terrible performance from Chelsea. A terrible performance. Liam Delap's injury, I think, distorted our plans in a way. But that's where flexibility comes in, because I expected Enzo Maresca to push Joao Pedro for that forward. Let Esteban come to the middle. Let Pedro Neto go to the right. And let Tyreek George play on the left. I knew you wanted the idea of Delap in front of Joao Pedro, but Tyreek George is not Delap. You can see how useless Tyreek George was in that game. Tyreek George is not Delap. And if you are looking for somebody that embodied Chelsea today, it was Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez dropped a stinker, but dropped 2 goals contribution. Enzo Fernandez contributed 2 goals, despite dropping a proper shit-ass performance. So that's what Chelsea did today. Chelsea were poor, but we won 2-0. And that's what makes a big team actually, if you deep it. Because as a big team, you cannot play well all the time. When you are not playing well, what do? You dig deep. And that was what we did today. Kudos to them for that. Kudos to Chelsea for that.